So Huw is a local celebrity who's got a gardening channel and writes a multitude of gardening books and teaches people how to grow their own food. And he has planted a brand new gardening test site on a farm called Dyfu, which is between Arbrofi and Borth. And the purpose of this test site is to show a whole multitude of different growing techniques to teach other people how to grow their own food. And he's also experimenting with a multitude of different varieties of crops. He's experimenting with different ways of improving the soil, different ways of planting things and spacing them out. And he's also working with a local chef to look at different ways of using the produce. And this is really exciting because Huw's got the space and he's got the time to really experiment with different gardening techniques. And we really hope that the learning he's getting from this test site is going to help the growers in the Dyfu Valley to be able to produce more food by taking learning from his test site and learning from like his experiments and his failures and his successes.
One of the issues I find with larger scale experiments or field scale experiments is that you're effectively creating a monoculture, and also if it doesn't work out, you've lost a lot of space. My approach is actually not from a farming side but from a gardening background, is to do lots of smaller experiments, identify which ones show certain potential which could then be replicated on a field scale. So we're actually shifting a complete direction in which we're doing these experiments with the idea of finding out, sharing everything that we learn, and hopefully people can take from that, and whether it's a market garden or a farm, whether it's a different way of approaching soil health or a certain variety of beetroot that has really special qualities, the idea that this is just kind of going to be a hub for ideas that people can then take and use as they wish. And I think it's so important that people are given choice and options, and to show that whatever challenge you face, there's going to be some kind of solution. So with all of these experiments that we're doing, the idea is that we're not going to be saying this is the law, you have to do this, or like, it's saying you could do this, or you could take that idea from one section and apply it to a different section. And I think the most important thing for anyone who's, especially if they're going into growing food and producing food, and they love that idea of contributing to their community, their local economy, to the environment, to the wildlife, the number one thing that you got to find is keep that joy and keep that sense of pride and happiness and that sense of community and purpose. Because in a nutshell, what I'm saying is that even though there are so many different ways of doing one thing, that's actually an advantage, because you can choose the routes that excite you the most. And I think that taking ideas from all sorts of different areas around the world, so we're using a lot of Korean natural farming, a lot of gyda'i, ultra low cost organic farming, ideas from Masanobu Fukuoka, for example. I'm kind of cherry picking the things which I think make intuitive sense to me, and then put them to the test, and then we see what happens.